Honestly, I should be playing some Cyberpunk right now, but I'm doing this video because the writer slash video content creator in me forced me to do it. Anyways, I'm here to talk about this controversy. You know, this might be old. This might be something that is it's 2 months old from when I am recording and talking about this. But I actually first heard about this controversy, which is odd because I'll get into it because I actually am familiar with the statements that were made. Uh, the controversy that's happening with NaNoWrimo and you probably seen a bunch of videos if you're in within this writing community that says NaNoWrimo is dead and da 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 rest in peace to NaNoWrimo da 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 and stuff. They're talking about the organization, I guess, more so, and possibly the challenge, right? But they're talking more so about the organization, NaNoWrimo, uh, the organization, right? Not necessarily the actual November, like the actual challenge of writing a novel in the month of November or writing anything for that matter, because I never really followed or just specifically followed the writing a month in November rule. This month I'm not even writing a novel. I'm working on the script. But nonetheless, more on that later on. And so but as far as this controversy goes, the organization made statements about AI. Now, if you're into writing, you're author, creative writer, uh, writer of some sort, you already know the whole AI is a trigger word for a lot of folks. It's a buzzword for folks. It's not the only industry. The writing industry isn't the only industry that seems to be uh, either very much anti AI or very much pro AI or afraid of AI. But this we're just talking about AI within the writing. So um, again, Nano, the organization, initially put out a statement saying that they were pro AI. They were aware of the scares and this, that, and the third, which I didn't have a problem. Well, before I get into all of that, let me just tell you. So they put out a statement essentially, and I'm gonna look on this Reddit page before I share the screen because I don't think the original statement can be found. So I'm going to paraphrase it. If anyone is privy to this situation here, or can at least find the original statement they made before they corrected it, because you can find the correction anywhere. I will show you the correction actually. But can if anyone can find the original statement, please let me know because I deleted the email. You know what I'm saying? I told you at the beginning. I was aware of what happened because I remember seeing both emails, but I thought nothing of it. I didn't think, when I saw the second email, I was like, oh, people got mad at that first email. I wasn't surprised, but then me being me, because I wasn't upset about it, I felt like people were overreacting about it and stuff. Which, partially I believe is true. The other part, I like I said, it's me being me, simply because I didn't overreact about it. I'm like, y'all are tripping. But that could also be false. Like people aren't tripping. But I do believe there are a number of folks who are tripping, especially those on Reddit. Anyways, let me share this screen real quick. So again, the first statement, whatever, man, fucking allow, bitch. I'm just looking at this warning. What? Anyways, this first statement that you won't see pretty much was Nano saying, "Listen, we're we're not as anti-AI as some other writing organizations might be, because we believe that people who are anti-AI are actually classist individuals, and they are ableist as well. What they pretty much said, that why they said that is because they said that AI is a free tool for users to use to help edit their work, and to get, yeah, just pretty much edit your work. You can use ChatGPT to help edit your work, and other AI tools for free, free AI tools, and put it that way, to help edit your work. And the NaNoWrimo organization was for that. They actually were like, yeah, we like that aspect. Also, there's also a case use, or their case use, for artificial intelligence being for writers who can't necessarily write, but they want to continue to publish books, or screenplays of some sort. They can use a speak to text feature via one of the AI software platforms that has that, and they can either detail their story that way, or they can ask the AI bot to create a story with the specific themes and genres that they want, and then at the same time use that same software to again edit that story. So NaNoWrimo, the organization, pretty much made statements of that vein, saying that is why they're not as anti AI as other people might be. Well, as you can see here, a bunch of writers who partake in Nano, they took issue with that. You know, um, a bunch of people in general, other writers in general, took issue with that, and Nano had to come out with another statement. Now I have this in my email. You can see it for yourself. Hopefully you can see it. But I'm going to read it for you as fast as I can. Not super fast, of course, but I'm going to read it and then share my thoughts on it. So I'm going to read the second paragraph, starting from the second paragraph at least. Taking a position of neutrality was not an abandonment of writers' legitimate concerns about AI. It was an acknowledgement that NaNoWrimo can't maintain a civil, inclusive community if we allow selective intolerance. We absolutely believe that AI must be discussed and that its ethical use must be advocated for. What we don't believe is that NaNoWrimo belongs at the forefront of that conversation. They said, "Nah, we don't want any more smoke. Nope, we don't want any more attention." I'm gonna get into why they don't want any more attention. But that debate should continue to thrive within the greater writing community as technologies continue to evolve. I mean, if you if you consider yourself a serious organization, you still got to be a part of that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether you want to be in the forefront or not, simply because you have another drama going on, which I'm going to detail in this video as well, and you got other things you got to worry about, or other things you're worried about sweeping under the rug, that's on you. But you kind of thrusted yourself in the forefront of this conversation. And honestly, I agreed with their first statement. I'm going to get into it after I finish reading this and all that. But yeah, we apologize that our original message was unclear and seemingly random. It sure was random, because I remember reading that email like, okay, why the fuck you telling me this? I don't give a fuck. Anyways, our note of ableism and classism was rooted in the desire to point out that for people in certain circumstances, some forms of AI can be life changing. We certainly don't believe those within concerns, those with, not within, those with concerns about AI to be classist or ableist. Not being more careful about our wording was a bad decision on our part. And I am a sad panda. They didn't say that, but I said that. Shout out to anyone who got that reference. I'm going to stop sharing that. But okay, so as yeah, I just read, that's their second statement. That is the most updated statement that they have. And if you go on their website, you go on the Reddit thread, that's the statement you will find. Hopefully, you can find the original one. And like I said, if you can, please let me know so I know where to find it. Because like I said, I deleted both emails. The original one, I got the email and I got the email with this statement as well. But I deleted it and I got this stuff 2 months ago when this stuff was first, bubbling, I guess. And I did so because it wasn't a big deal to me at all. First of all, as I mentioned before, I agree with their first statement, and I still do. They may be walking it back, but I'm not walking back my agreement. I agree with their first statement that AI can be both beneficial to those who don't necessarily have the funds to hire editors for their stories, and it's also beneficial for those who don't have fucking arms to type a story, or they probably have some other ailments to where they can't physically write stories. They can speak, but they can't physically write stories, but they still want to be an author. They still want to be a screenplay writer. So these are the advancements of artificial intelligence that I actually champion. I understand the scares people have, plagiarism and people using it as a con game. I've talked about this on this channel before. It's not anything new. My thoughts from that last video, which I would link up at the end of this video, my thoughts on that last video have not changed at all one bit. I still feel the same way. But in regards to this situation here, yeah, I didn't, Nano, if y'all watching this, I didn't disagree with your second statement either. Uh, y'all walking it back though, but like, I didn't disagree with the first statement because I do see I understood what they were saying. They weren't saying, hey, we're going to allow authors to, or creative writers in general, to use AI to plagiarize or to come up with any silly story or whatever the case is, and then publish that on our platform. And we're not going to care about the art of writing at all and all that stuff. That's not what they were saying. What they said was, listen, there are people out there who can't afford to have an editor for their stories. It is unfair to say to those folks that, they have to that they can't publish their books because they can't afford an editor. They can't afford they don't have the, again, physical capabilities to write a book. So if you're disabled, you can't be an author. You just have to be a lion meat bag until the day that you die. You can't have dreams, aspirations. Nope, you handicapped. Just be that. Just collect them checks and do it until you die. And so your family can get those checks or whoever the hell, right? Or this check stop coming. That's crazy, right? It's crazy to say, it's crazy to think. Now, I know there's going to be writers. That's not what we're saying. We never thought that at all. Now, there was a commenter on the Redditor post, right? Who said, you know, no Mastodon 7351 says he quotes the he quotes Nano by saying not all writers have the financial ability to hire humans to help at certain phases of their writing. That was, I guess, one of the quotes from their original letter. And then after that, he or she, they say, wow, tragic. It would be cool if there was some kind of online community where writers could support each other for free. Now, No Mastodon 7351 is actually it's supposed to be sarcasm for those who didn't pick up on it, by the way. But what they are referring to and what the other comments stated again, you can go or rewind this video when I had the screenshot on uh that Reddit screen, you know. And again, I'll have it linked in the description box below. So don't fret if you want to join in on a conversation or just go and snicker at the comments there. Because I will say they are funny. I told you, Reddit is about what the hell was going on the Nano forums on their website. Now, why would they take it away? Well, they took it away because you had some freaky ass niggas in there. You had some fans in there. You had some certified lover boys in there. Are you catching my drift? You had some pedophiles in that group. They had some pedos in that group, and what happened was no, but for real, what happened was there were some pedophiles in that group, and they were, I'm gonna say it, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say they were, you had people who were grooming younger authors, right? Apparently this was a group, or in the forums there can be adults mixing with children or just young authors in general, right? Never a good mix in my idea, in my book, to have forums where adults can speak with kids. No, I don't care what the forum is. It could be like, oh, this is a forum of teachers and students, and it's nah, that's not a good idea at all. Teachers, kids, adults don't need to be in the same spaces online. I'm just gonna keep it say it. I don't give a fuck. I told you I'm all about segregation, baby. Teachers, and not just teachers, adults and children do not need to be in the same spaces online. Online, it is not regulated the way that real world is. Absolutely. And I'm not saying we should get for those regulations. You know I don't fuck with net neutrality. But let's regulate ourselves. Keep the children on their side of the internet. Keep the adults on their side of the internet. There should be no motherfucking overlapping. Sure, are there websites like YouTube where there's content on there for kids and content on there for adults? Absolutely, I'm all for that. But when I'm saying overlapping, I'm saying like y'all should not be in the same chat rooms together. So what the worst case scenario happened where you had again some weirdo pedophile adults grooming adult children. And well, not adult. Hell no. Nah. Ain't no such thing as adult children. What's wrong? Children. All right. Y'all don't believe me?
So this is not a video that I really.
We about to share the screen again. We're going to watch this video here, and I'm gonna react to it. You getting a bunch of stuff in this video here. You know, I don't. I know I don't be on here a lot, so be happy. So we're shout out to Pat. I want to shout them out. I'm gonna leave his link in the description box below as well. This video, you could go over to his channel as well. I enjoyed watching this video. Nice little 4 minute and 41 second video here. I'm going to respond to it, but let Pat tell you what the issue is, since y'all don't believe me. Y'all think I'm lying and shit, right? I'm gonna let Pat tell you.
Wanted to do, but considering how many National Novel Writing Month posts I made, I felt like it was a video I should make. For those of you who don't know, the NaNoWrimo organization has been under a lot of fire this month. Also, for some of you who really don't know, NaNoWrimo is an organization. They're a nonprofit that pushes for literacy and the exploration of creative ideas. At least that's what they're supposed to do. This whole issue was actually brought to my attention when I saw a couple creators outright canceling NaNoWrimo. And that definitely took me by surprise. Personally, I've never been too involved with NaNoWrimo, the organization. I've always participated in National Novel Writing Month, but I've always logged my progress on my own, posting it on social media such as Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. However, I was aware of the website. I do log my progress on there once in a blue moon. I mostly just forget about it and just put like a lump sum so it thinks I put 20,000 words in one day.
Same.
But I was aware that there was a writing community there on the forums that the website provides. I was just never too invested in it because you guys are my writing community.
I wish I had a writing community on YouTube. I'm just joking, kind of. I never partook in it because I don't like talking to people I don't know, faces I don't like, I you can't see. And apparently there were pedophiles in there, and I don't fuck with pedophiles. Also, any forum where there's people who aren't of age, I'm not going to want to be a part of. Why? Because y'all just heard me say I don't think adults and children should be in the same spaces online. So I'm not going to just say that rule for Pat and everybody else. I'm going to say that rule for me as well. All the spaces I'm in online, there are no children. If there's any hint of a young bull or young girl, I'm out. Fuck all that.
And you know what? Maybe it's a good thing I wasn't involved in the forums, especially when I was younger. So basically, what happened is NaNoWrimo had an issue with one or more of their moderators. Instead of using their moderator status to protect the community, they were instead using it to gain access to minors. And in essence, they were basically
Moderators, y'all. Moderados, the moderators. Freaky ass niggas. 69 gods.
grooming them. I don't know in particular what was said in these chats to minors, although I do know that 18 plus material was brought up. It was speculated on knowyourmeme.com that this 18 plus material was about certain, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a certain fantasy involving adults in a diaper. And then again, that's from knowyourmeme.com, so I don't know how much credibility that has. Also, that's one of the problems I had instantly when doing research on this topic. There really isn't that many credible sources.
Pat's right. When I first heard about this situation here, I meant to do this video like weeks ago. I am going to do my election reaction, trust me, but I meant to do it way before the election happened, or at least a week before. That's when I found out all about all this, but again, got lazy. Um, but yeah, upon trying to find research, I can't I couldn't find anything but super vague statements like, yeah, there was some inappropriate behavior going on. Um, I have a theory as to why I believe that is the case. I'm not going to share it now, but I am going to share it. I'm going to let Pat continue, though.
The best source, of course, would be the NaNoWrimo forums that this took place, but most of those probably were scrubbed at this point. And now, as I'll get into later in the video, they are
All of them actually scrubbed.
now being overseen by the board of directors of the organization. Anyway, getting back on track, these issues between the moderators and the minors were brought to the attention of the NaNoWrimo staff, allegedly, and nothing was done about it. At least a month or two went by with nothing getting done before finally the board of directors got involved and completely shut down the forums altogether. They've since brought some of the forums back online with the board of directors themselves moderating them. And that's the gist of the situation without getting into too much detail. I don't want to go into too much detail about something that turns out not to.
I got to see when this video was put up, but to my knowledge, all of the forums is still down. I know he's saying that some of the forums are up, but they're moderated by board of directors. To my knowledge, again, upon my personal research, I saw that there's no more forums on the NaNoWrimo chat. I mean, NaNoWrimo organization website. I could be wrong. I'm not interested. Even if the moderators are being uh, overseen by board members of the organization, y'all still didn't address the fans. All right. And I don't mean like fans like lovers. I mean the freaky ass niggas. You didn't address them niggas. Y'all didn't address them. That was in your very organization, your mans. Y'all didn't address those folks. Taking down the forums is not addressing the folks. It's hiding the problem.
To be true because, again, a lot of this is speculated back and forth. What we do know is the moderator or moderators that were involved with this issue are no longer working there. That being said, a lot of people are still feeling uneasy about NaNoWrimo. First of all, there are some security concerns, so even if you do plan on keeping your account, I recommend that you change your password. It's a safe practice anyway. Second of all, I say if you do because a lot of people are leaving this organization as a result. Which, to be honest, is a shame to see because this is an organization that did do really good things in the past. I did like some of their objectives, so it's a shame to see this disaster happen. However, at the same time, I'm not surprised. And I'm not saying that as a thing where like I knew something bad would happen with NaNoWrimo, but in general, these forums never seem to go well. In general, any space on the internet where adults and children can interact do not seem to end well. You see them.
It ain't just me, y'all. It ain't just me. Ernest, you're so judgmental. You think the worst of people. Your mind just went there because you're a pedophile. Nope. My mind didn't go there where there's a forum. When I think about a forum with adults and children, my mind didn't go to automatic. I am worried about the safety of the children because I'm a pedophile. No, my mind went there simply because I know how adults are. I know how weird these freaky ass niggas are. All right. I know how weird people in forums in general get. Like y'all gonna get me. Y'all gonna make me. Y'all gonna make me say some things. We on YouTube. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. I mean, the platform is still what it is, but people who be staying in those forums all day, no matter what the forum is some fucking weirdos. No matter what the topic, it could be writing, it could be all this other stuff. Weirdos, bro. They're just straight up weirdos. I don't care. That's the biggest reason. That's why you'll never find me in no damn forums. Everybody a damn weirdo. Everybody on Reddit a fucking weirdo. Smart as hell, but they weirdos. You know, smart at times, but they weirdos. People will be on them forums all day, every day. They're weirdos. So it does not surprise me at all that on top of the weirdness that they already are, they some freaky ass niggas, some pedos, or PDF files, right? As y'all say, get out of here, man. Y'all not gonna work. Y'all not gonna shame PDFs. Let me die.
Book talk sometimes where someone posts an inappropriate comment on a minor's post. And then you have the whole thing where people want more
Y'all are doing that on TikTok. So when he says book talk, that's the book like culture side of TikTok, right? I'm not on TikTok anymore, but I am very much aware of book talk, right? Y'all was commenting inappropriate shit on young authors, shit on TikTok. Yeah, y'all are weird. Y'all are weird. Y'all can get on. I'm judgmental. I don't give a fuck. Y'all are weird. Y'all are anywhere is weird, but like I said, like what I say about TikTok earlier, weird as shit. And he about to get into more weird shit y'all be on.
explicit scenes in young adult fiction. So I don't want to say this is a problem that only NaNoWrimo has. And I will say I do appreciate the board of directors stepping in and making the changes that need to be made. I will say it would be nice if this was done sooner and if there was more transparency, but who knows? Maybe they're protecting the victims here. I don't know. All this is kind of a lot to digest. All I will say is you have to be really careful.
First of all, if they're minors, they're already going to be protected. If you call out with the perpetrators of this crime, the minors' names and faces and their whole identity is going to be protected in court documents any fucking way because that's what happens. So this whole that I ain't buying that. That's not how things work. That's not how I'm no law enforcement, but I know for a fact from law enforcement folks I know and from just other situations I've seen, minors are protected. Minors are protected during situations like that. Their names and all this other stuff, it's not they're not stated in court. Minors aren't even shown in court. Their age is brought up, and that's because that's to insinuate the illegal to make clear of where the illegal activity was done. If these people were 27 and people are saying these adults are saying weird shit to them, it'd just be an adult saying weird shit to another adult. So the board of directors, yeah, they stepping in and they want to take over house and everything. Great, but they're not doing anything that I feel as though they should be doing actually addressing the issue. And no, we're not talking about the issue of artificial intelligence. We off that now. We on this subject here regarding NaNoWrimo. The issue here is y'all had some PDF files. Y'all had some pedophiles on your board or working for you for your org. And it's rumored that they don't work here anymore. Again, we don't know. A lot of this stuff is speculation. We don't actually know what happened to them. Best case scenario, the board of directors stoned them MFers to death, and now they're not, sharing their whereabouts because obviously they can go to jail for that. But worst case scenario, it's like, all right, we're just going to, you know, we're gonna demote you to Donut Boy. I don't know. Now you're now just Donut Boy and Donut Girl or whoever donut person, right? So when we want donuts and coffee and shit, you're going out and run for that. You PDF file. Don't forget to get my glazed donut. All right. We don't know what happened to them. Pat says, yeah, there's word that they've been fired, but is it really word when nothing else has been confirmed here? The only confirmation that we have about this situation going on is for the board of directors to come in and to shut down the forums in general to prevent weirdos from interacting with kids. But I personally wish they were so swift to address this situation here, just as swift as they were to walk their original statement back when it came to artificial intelligence. It's like they treated that issue with more importance and then they treated this issue here. And that's very alarming to me, personally speaking.
In all these situations where children can interact with adults, because as wholesome as it is for the most part, there will always be people who find ways to do bad things. That's the problem with the internet. There are a lot of bad people out there and they disguise themselves.
It ain't wholesome. Like I said, what I was saying earlier, it's the fucking internet. It's the wild, wild west. No matter how many regulations, how many protections there are, it's always going to be the wild, wild west. Why? Because you can have people who can, for the most part, not completely, but for the most part, protect their identity or pretend to be someone else that they're not on the internet. With that being said, there are some sick individuals. Shout out to Abba from Abba and Preach. It's our sickness. You got some sick individuals out there who will pretend to be, oh, I'm just a good old author man. I'm just good old author woman. I'm just good old author they, them, right? I'm just giving advice to the young folk out there. Listen, anybody of all ages can come to me for advice, but I would never reach out to try to be a mentor to anybody's fucking child. I'm sorry. One, that ain't my damn child, so I feel no responsibility to them. But also, I got my own shit to do. I'm focused on my writing, dude. Like I ain't got time to mentor you little baby. Now again, if people come to me wanting some mentorship, wanting some advice on things, questioning, I'm all here for it, but I don't go out of my way to try to look for young writers and be like, let me take you under my wing. And that's some Diddy ass shit. That's how he got Justin Bieber and Usher.
So as people who are trying to do good, like someone volunteering to be a moderator on a nonprofit forum about creative writing to find access to children. Like that's awful. I will say I'm still going to post
He's a sickness.
Updates, at least on YouTube, about my National Novel Writing Month progress. This is a writing goal a lot of people have celebrated even without using the organization. So I don't think there's any reason to completely abandon it just because something bad happened. If you do want to distance yourself from the NaNoWrimo organization, I totally understand that. I'm just saying if NaNoWrimo has been a positive experience for you, don't throw it away. I think it's great how it brings the community together. Let me know how you feel about this issue in the comments.
Thank you, Sam. I'm already letting the folks know. I will have your video in the description box as well. Thank you again. If you want to check out Sam, his writing progress, whatever the case is, his channel. I thought his channel was pretty cool. I did a little peek after I watched this video. So shout out to Sam. Shout out to Sam. Shout out to Sam. No, but shout out to Sam. All right. But yeah, y'all thought I was lying. Y'all thought I was just making shit up. Y'all thought I was just bored. I told you I wasn't bored. I could be playing Cyberpunk right now, but I'm doing this video. I had to speak on it though. I had to say what I had to say. This is unfortunate. Um, this is my theory as to why. I mean, it's obvious they covered it up because it's sick shit. But I think that there were people who, not just people who worked for, know, Nano involved in it, but probably higher ups. Hence why the board got involved and was like, hold on now. Hold on now. I got some investments in this motherfucker. Hold on now. What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? There might be some board members who are like, we don't care. We're just gonna get involved now because it's like you all can't hide your freakiness, you know? Unfortunately, there might be some that's like, we don't give a fuck if you were telling kids they should have naked people in their books and you should create a scene of you having sex with me and human diapers. I mean, grown people in diapers and shit. This sounds like some they them type weirdo shit. I'm just going to you know what? This is some liberal weirdo shit. I was dancing around trying to be respectful to keep from saying that. But I'm going to say it anyway. This is some weirdo liberal shit. This is some white lib shit right here. This is why my black ass ain't in. You ain't never gonna see my black ass in the forum with none of these people. In forums, period. Again, I told you, people in forums are weird. Adults have shown that they cannot handle themselves, especially online. Online forums, let me put it that way. Now you got some weirdo in-person forums as well, but when you are in person, there's a lot of people. Like, think about it. Think about it. The people you walk by every day might seem normal to you and might put on a very presenting normal face, normal person attitude. Online, though, weirdest motherfuckers you will probably have the unfortunate meeting with. Weirdest people ever. Not everybody, but a lot of people. So it's like, yeah, I stay away. I try to avoid weirdos in real life. I try to avoid weirdos online. So I don't go in their spaces. It's simple as that. But I feel like they scrubbed everything because it was not just, moderators of these chats. There's a lot more other folks that was involved in this freaky ass shit. A lot of the folks that had it been found out quickly who they were, if they were revealed, ooh, I don't think the organization would be around now. It's still up, as you can clearly see. So the videos of RIP Nano and all this other stuff, not quite sure what the title of this is going to be yet. But I might clickbait y'all and put that as a title. Nonetheless, the organization is still alive. It's just I feel like the scrubbing was just, it was purposeful and it was definitely more purposeful than um trying to avoid controversy. And damn sure it wasn't on some let's protect the identity of the children. Because if that was the case, y'all would have moved a lot more faster than 2 damn months. or a couple months, however long it was until things actually got taken care of. Because, like Pat said in the video, there were people who were like reaching out and saying, "Hey, there's some weird stuff going on over here. Y'all should check it out." And it went silent for a couple of months until, and their response wasn't even to put out a letter like they did with the AI. It was to just shut down the forum. No warning at all. Just shut down the forum and completely. Sure, does that stop the problem, at least on your platform? Yeah, it does, but does it address the problem? No. Someone could, God forbid, run over somebody right now outside this damn window. They can then dispose of the body in one of the little dumpsters around here, clean up the blood off the street, clean up the blood on their car, and then dip off. Does that take away the fact that they just killed somebody? That they just committed vehicular manslaughter? No, it doesn't take away the fact that they did that. It doesn't. So, you know, just erasing the form doesn't address the issue. The issue here is y'all got some shit going on, and obviously pedophile. Just like the issue was the person who ran over somebody and killed them. So yeah, this is my thoughts on this whole situation, man. It's weird. And this is what happens when you hang around fucking libtards. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Because I bet you if I were to see a picture, like if it was revealed, y'all gonna say, I mean, I don't give a damn. If it was revealed who these people are and what their political affiliation is, I would not be surprised if these people were Kamala Harris supporters or Democrat supporters. Yeah, we going there. We going there until the channel gets shut the fuck down. What you gonna do about it? Not a goddamn thing about it. All right. Anyways, this has been my thoughts on the whole Nano situation. If you knew about it or know about it, um, or you just want to chime in, let me know your thoughts. Um, again, pretty soon I will do my election results response, just not tonight. I'm gonna play some video games, like I said, till I get tired. I like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, until next video, whenever that is. You'll see me. What's up, y'all? Editor Me here. I am in my home of heaven. This is where I reside when I am not down on earth partying with you heathens. But no. I wanted to make something clear because I felt like after watching this video and editing the best that I could, that I didn't necessarily make clear on a few points. Number one, in regards to my reason as to why, or my response, not even reason, my response to how Nano, the organization, handled the situation with the alleged pedophiles on there that used to work for them. I still feel as though they did a terrible job at doing so. In fact, they never revealed anything about it. Again, all this information was detailed from people within the community, as in the writers who are a part of this forums. And as Pat said in the video that I shared, some website called knowyourmeme.com. But an address from Nano would, to me, the organization would, to me, at least scream that they are not guilty of said practices as well. A lot of people can get upset at them and choose. They're more so upset at Nano because of AI. People can say these individuals, these PDFs that were a part of the Nano organization that are allegedly no longer a part of the organization. I'm still saying allegedly, but allegedly no longer a part of the organization. They shall not represent all of the organization. And I would normally agree with a statement like that, but then when I see the way that the organization handled this situation, it just to me screams that this is a practice, or at least that type of behavior screams very much suspicious, like they're trying to protect the perpetrators rather than protect themselves. Like they're, yeah, of course, in a way trying to protect themselves by protecting the perpetrators, but it just seems as though they're more so protecting the individuals who are guilty of pedophilic activities within the forums that were once up and running. And yeah, it's making me personally look at Nano, the organization, sideways, to be honest with you. Now, as I stated in the base video, it's not like I interact with Nano or much, anyways. I don't really do much with the program, with the organization. I should just say, if I didn't edit those parts out, let me make it clear. I don't really do much with them, but I'm very much familiar with the organization. But nonetheless, the way that they handle this, my personal opinion, again, this is just my personal opinion, it doesn't scream like, to me, it doesn't scream that they are actually against the actions. It just seems as though we're upset that you got caught rather than we're upset that you did this thing that we find absolutely horrendous. To me, personally speaking. And that's why I'm like, I feel as though that there was a lot more than just developers, well, not, moderators, my bad, moderators of these forums. It was a lot more than moderators of these forums that are pedophiles, which again brings concern to me, because it's like, yeah, you probably fired the ones who got caught, but then there are probably others within this organization who didn't get fired simply because they didn't get caught. And like I said moments ago, it just seems as though the punishment is for them getting caught doing the dirt rather than the actual dirt itself. So I wanted to clarify that aspect, because like I said, after just watching what I said, I felt like I was going there. I went there, but I didn't go there as much as I didn't clarify it as much as I hope I did, at least in this clip here. That was one thing. Another thing, a quick little word of encouragement to any writer out there, really, who what is either told or made to feel that they're not a real writer simply because they use AI to edit their work. Fuck them people. Just to put it bluntly, don't listen to anybody tell you, writer or not, no matter how long they've been doing it, whatever the case is, don't listen to anybody tell you you're not a real writer simply because you use AI to edit your work. Okay. Now, as someone who has used AI and someone who has had actual human, who edit human, human beings who edit the work, I will say, personally speaking, the human touch, like with much of everything else in the world, but no, the human touch is the best touch. But the second best option will always, to me personally, be AI. Not your own editing, but AI. If you are someone who, you can't necessarily hire an editor at this moment in time, you don't have the funds for it, don't let these people make you feel like you're less than because of that. All right. And yeah, like the Redditor that I quoted in the video was trying to allude to, or at least was alluding to, saying that, there are groups out there where people can edit each other's works. That is true. But as someone who's in these groups, not everybody is open to that. See, it's a two-way street. And sometimes you have to do an edit swap, and this has never happened to me, but I've seen other people say that they try to do a edit swap with other writers, right? Other authors, writers of some sort, whatever the case is. And they will edit that person's work, but then when it came down to that person returning the favor, that person will then block them or just not hold up their end of the bargain. So you're susceptible, whatever that word is. You're vulnerable. Let me use that word. You're vulnerable to things of that happening when you are relying on another human being to edit your work. That's number one. Number two, as I said before, people will just in these groups aren't necessarily open to doing so unless they have a personal connection with you. And to me, it just seems very disingenuous and time consuming, to be honest with you. To only one, it seems very disingenuous to try to connect with somebody for the sole purpose of just try to have a friendship. When I say connection, like trying to pretend like you're trying to be someone's friend, right? And let's just say you keep this act for like a month or so, and you're like, we've been friends for a month, right? And that person's like, yeah, we have. And then you just edit my work. Can you edit my work? Now they might say yeah. They might be that type of individual that's like, yeah. But I'm saying just for the sole purpose of you to make friends with somebody just so they can edit your work, to me, that seems very disingenuous. I wouldn't feel good doing that. And I definitely would not feel good if someone were to try to befriend me for the sole purpose of reaching out to me a month later after we've initially connected or whatever time, and say, hey, let's can I edit your work? I mean, can you edit my work? And then that would be it. And then after I edit their work, they're like, okay, bye. Don't want to be your friend anymore. Didn't really like you. Wasn't trying to be your friend. I just wanted someone to edit my work. Again, these are hyperbolic situations, but they can happen. Also, like I said, there are people in these groups who just will, like, because they don't like your genre, they don't like your face, they don't like it, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something about writers, right? Writers, don't get it twisted. Like, even the most wholesome content you can probably read or even see if it's a screenplay writer, a lot of writers are fucking assholes. I would know, right? But no, like a lot of writers aren't necessarily the most sociable, nice people. And in fact, they're really, really into like their own small circles. If they don't know you, they're not trying to get to know you, even if you are another writer, right? This isn't the case for all writers, of course, but there's a number of them within these groups, especially, who they're not going to want to help you out in any way if you're not their close friend of 55 cajillion years. Or if you don't write that. Now I get it, the whole genre thing, you know what I'm saying? People typically want to read, things that's in their genre, or, genres that they're a fan of. So if they're going to edit something, which entails them reading it at first, they should want to look into something that is more so their genre. But then when I say not their genre is no, not their preferred genre, is there's an air of like, oh, you write that? Oh, this is the type of stuff you write? And then there's an air of judgment there from these writers to other writers. So then that becomes an issue. But you know what doesn't judge you? You know what isn't stuck up? You know what type of software that you don't have to pay for the most part, depending on what it is, of course, and that you don't have to butter up for a month or so to get quick edits for your work? ChatGPT, artificial intelligence in general, other software like that. So once again, I wanted to reiterate to any writer out there that might feel inadequate or might feel they're cheating in any way, shape, or form. You wrote the words, by the way. So ain't no way in hell you're cheating in a sense. If you actually wrote the damn story, you created the characters, themes, all that other stuff, plot lines, everything that goes into storytelling, you created it. You're simply using the software to help you edit it. I don't see how that is cheating. And again, anyone that tell you differently, tell them to go fuck themselves. And that's not the type of language you use. Direct them to me and I will tell them on your behalf. Because it's some elitist type shit. It is some like Nano was saying, it is, in a way, classist and elitist. And again, for those who cannot even type and write, but do have the capability to speak into a microphone, speak into a software, and say and detail the story that way. And for those who be like, nope, nobody should be able to use AI. Check your fucking privilege. You know what I'm saying? Check your privilege. And that's not even a term I use often because I find it cringy, but it's true in this situation. Check your privilege. Just because you can afford to hire editors, just because you have friends and you and your stuck-up circle of writers don't mind editing each other's work, and you're open and you're closed-minded, you're open to working with each other, but closed-minded when it comes to other people. Or just because you can write and type doesn't mean that everybody else is afforded the same privileges as you or is dealt the same cards as you in life. Check your privilege. So I just wanted to say all of that. Like I said, editor me here. That's what I have to say for this video. Once again, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, until next video, you see me when you see me. I'm back.